What is going on, guys? We are back with another rebuild on Madden 20, and today we're doing, of course, a bit of a special one. We're doing another 0 overall rebuild. I don't know if I want to do a fantasy or realistic. We haven't done a realistic yet, but I kind of want to, A, make it easier for us today, because I'm running a little late, and B, I want to stretch this thing out. We could do realistic next time. 3 0 overall rebuilds in one Madden cycle. Don't you love the cheese? Because I love the cheese. Packers fan, hey, there you go. That 0 better not be what the like and subscription button looks like today from you personally, everyone. Yeah, I'm running out of ideas. It's just simply put. Davante Adams, 12 overall, more like 7 points. He's still 12. Yeah, he's... Yikes. Yeah, there's that. What? Back to the old buckets, huh? Okay, bucket purchasers. That was probably rude. I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited for our wide receiving group. Oh, no, wow. Look at these players. Super good. Nice. Of course, I downloaded this off of the downloady place. That's what they call it, if you weren't aware. And... let's just say I forgot the name of the person. So it's the only Packers one up. So take a look. Check it out. Maybe give the person a like or something. I don't know. But let the record show, if we don't have pick number 1, somebody's getting lawsuited. Somebody. It might even be the guy who made the roster. Honestly, no one is safe. It might even be me. I might sue myself. Of course, we have some negotiations. I will say... quite interesting to see the names, the players actually asking for money. Like, you're a 12 overall, man. Like, oh, looks like the person didn't touch Blake Martinez's overall at all. I'm sorry, Blake. That's harsh. Ah, God. Yeah, we're just gonna make it fantasy. It is what it is. We have pick number 1, right? I mean, I don't think anyone else went 0-16, right? Hopefully. There we go. Losers. We were 3 better than everyone else. Well, worse. I don't know. Okay, Jay Cutler impression over here. Aaron Rodgers, 2,000 yards, 0 touchdowns, not even a single one. 47 interceptions. That's many seasons worth of interceptions for him. Rushing yards, I believe we were in the negative, right? Yeah, negative rushing yards, as you will. You know, Danny Vitale with the best. No, Aaron Rodgers with the best average of only negative 0.6 per carry. Not bad at all. Receiving. Yep. Blocking, anyone do well? Ooh, David Bakhtiari only allowed. Who the hell is this? He didn't even start Bulaga, the GOAT. Okay, Oren Burks is probably going to dev up because apparently 153 tackles with 0 speed is doable these days. How many what are catches allowed? This hit 62. I'd love to see these overalls, like what we lost by and whatnot. Alan Lazard and MVS, though. Not bad. Not bad at all. What the hell was I going to look up? Oh, yeah, the actual schedule. Why are we looking at this? I do not know. But here we are. Here we are. You look through, believe it or not, we don't have any awards. Shocking. But let's take a look. Speaking of shocking, Vikings at 5-11. Wow. Such a surprise, EA. I mean, really love those Vikings. What was the highest score we gave up? 112 twice. I wonder if that's like the threshold. Like, what kind of stats would 112 okay? Division rivals definitely had a bit of a step up on the competition in... wow, 9 touchdowns on both for passing. In the records, in the stats... the awards, shocking that Trubisky did what he did. Not a surprise at all. I mean, this is clear cut. The question is, how much money are we going to have? Because we're going to leave it fantasy, but we're not going to do any like weird stuff. Actually, we should do weird stuff. 918. Should we do weird stuff where we release a bunch of dudes? Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Hey, we already got some starters. Look at us. Aaron Rodgers is gone. Oh, yeah, Rodgers probably retired because of how old he is here. Like, not old, he's just trash. And when you're old and trash, they're just like, see you later. Yeah, bye. Bye there, pal. Of course, negotiations mean 0 to us because, yeah, I mean, it's not a good sign when, regardless, your negotiations face the main guy is Blake Martinez. You know, there's not a whole lot of desire there. unless you're the New York Giants who just constantly make great moves. Andrew Luck would be quite the thingy. However, I feel like it'd be more fun for us not to do that. Plus, I kind of want to remove him from existence, just blast him into space. But, it also seems kind of harsh to say it out loud now that I did. The main thing is that we're trying to get players that are cheap. And the other part of it is players that are going to be here for many, many years. Like, don't get me wrong, Kalichi Assembly, not a bad play, right? But we need guys that are going to be here at least 2 to 3 years because that's how long it's going to take. We don't really want to get better now. We want to get better for the future. So a guy like Eckler, a guy like Breida, Hunt, that could be slippery. That's really where it boils down is who can last long enough. Hey, it's not me in bed. And who is going to actually not hurt your team too much right out the gate. Because we want to get those top 5 picks over the next season or two. Obviously, trading down in this draft is going to be a huge helper of that. Do we draft QB right out the gate? I don't know, because, once again, he's not going to have a lot of help, and he might actually decease. And this is why we chose fantasy for this one, because look at this. I mean, I doubt we're going to get any of these players, but if we do, that would be kind of a cool. All right, this is a big week because we offered a lot of cheap contracts that we likely won't get. Okay. I mean, we got Rosas for a 7-year deal on a very cheap deal. 5 for Vaughn. We did pay Conklin full price. He did not accept. Billings was a cheap contract. Edwards was a cheap contract. And, of course, Howard declined our cheap contract. But not terrible. Chris Jones rejected a 4-year, $62 million deal for a cheaper one, which I don't blame him. Ogba, super cheap deal. Eli Apple, super cheap deal. And Michael Davis, super cheap deal. Of course, Rodgers retiring was a huge burden off of our backs, without a doubt. Is there any other expensive players we can get rid of? Because I don't... I'm really debating if I want to cheese it or not, because... No, we're not going to cheese it. We're going to play as realistically as possible in the sense that we don't want to cheat. No, it's going to be a fantasy where it's not going to cheat, simply put. We're going to release some contracts that are expensive, but we're not going to clear the cap. Like, I think we probably should clear the cap, but we're gonna live with that. Kenny Clark, we can get rid of him as well. So we're getting rid of some expensive players here. We can, we're doing all right for ourselves. Obviously, Zadarius, Gary, Preston, all kind of locked in for a while with us. Anyone else? I mean, the contracts aren't crazy bad here. They're even though they're not going to be used, it's not terrible. Not terrible. So we got a fullback long-term and a punter long-term. We did not get any of the other players. I would have loved to see Kareem Hunt, and we could not see it. All right, so as expected, we have pick number 1, and what do the Dolphins have? Please tell me they already have a QB, because if they don't, yikes. Andrew! How are you, Andrew? I appreciate your presence. Way to go, Andrew. I love it. So for the steal of the century, pick 1 and a 7th. For pick 2, 34 and 42. If they take that QB, I'm going to sue. They take a tackle. What do the Jaguars have at the QB spot? Probably no one, right? Oh, they need QB. That's a real interesting. Now, I will not be allowing this because I will be taking our QB. I think we could trade down again. This is a guy, though, Gregory Hill. He's kind of average. The thing is, he's 23. I say he's average for, combine. He's kind of in that Andrew Luck kind of category, in my opinion. A throw, power, A short, A minus mid. We also do have this guy who looks really good, but he's a pass rusher. The thing is, A, this quarterback could be star. B, he could actually be, superstar or better. And then C, doesn't matter because do we want to go and become this good this quick? Yeah, screw it. We'll draft this guy. 75 overall hidden. It says supposed to take him at 11. He wasn't early, so I don't think that's true. What else do we have? 88 throw power, 84 deep, 85 medium, and 86 short. Yeah, he's very good. So even if he is star, I think it was a good decision overall. I think this guy will probably be the QB that if we ever do make it to the promised land, he'll be the guy to do it, I suppose. Now looking at what we need next, We could probably make a trade up for like someone like Jason Brown. Wilcox is completely out of the question. What about Timmy Long? Ooh, Timmy Long look pretty good. Yeah, we're going to go for Timmy Long. Maybe Tyler Castro as well. We'll see. Let's go to like pick 20. Wilcox to the Jags. Okay, he was actually very good. 80 overall. Jason Brown at 5 to the Cards. Frank Quigley. Coco Nash. I think there was another QB. Taj Dickerson. Wow, that guy looks good. Curry looks good. Jeffrey. Where the hell is that other QB? He's still on the board. Jack Minshew. Okay. I mean, like, could you create creative names, EA? Not names of players that are already in the freaking league. Like, is Minshew actually like a common last name? Maybe I'm being disrespectful, but I don't think it is, right? Seems pretty unique to me. And hopefully we didn't go too far. We did not. Let's go to the Redskins, see how much it's going to cost us. Of course, this is a fantasy in the terms of, trades, even if it isn't in the terms of being a decent person. I don't even know what the hell I'm saying. They need a QB. We cannot provide that. Sorry. We could try. You want Timothy? Tim Boyle? Hey, they want Tim Boyle, 42. Well, to be fair, pick 97 is actually pretty decent, so they probably didn't even want Tim at all. But what did I do? What did I just do? Wait a minute. What did I just do? Jaguars trade 35. Why did I trade with the Jaguars? Well, you see, kids, we have pick 33, 34, and 35 now. So we will attempt to not be dumb this time. Yeah, there was a different reason as to why that worked out way better than I thought it would. Yeah, I'm smart, man. Well, that was an interesting. We can probably give them a 4th next, 5th this. Hopefully that's enough. What about a 3rd next? 3rd next. Can we add something to fix that? There we go. 35, 81 next. Enhance it for 22, which I believe will be that left tackle. Timmy Long, 40 bench press rep. Usually that goes pretty well for us. Is there anyone else? Maurice Johnson, kind of on the slower side, very risky. I think Timmy Long is a very solid, safe pick, and he was, but he is also normal. Obviously, you can't get too greedy when you have a 0 overall. He's an immediate starter. I mean, I would say he would probably be a starter on pretty much every rebuild we would ever do if we're taking a tackle in the 1st round. We do have several picks in a row here. Who the hell is this guy? Okay, that guy looks very good, actually. Although we do have Tyler Castro here, who I don't even know if he's good. I'd like to take him and the other wide receiver we have, Donald Matthews. Both kind of on the faster side. Maybe one of them, or both, hell, maybe have hidden developments. Maurice Johnson is a bit later. I don't know if I want to take a guy right now. That Wilder guy, though, doesn't look terrible. I'm not sure why he's not on our list. A- finesse, 23 years old. He looks good. I don't know. Do we do the Wilder? We'll do Wilder, screw it. 72 overall, normal. I mean, our Vikings rebuild, it actually went pretty well with a guy with quote-unquote bad development, so I don't know, maybe we'll get lucky. Let's go Tyler Castro, please. Yes! Hidden development, that is clutch. We had a couple of normals there that were kind of rough. Pretty decent speed and whatnot. I thought the Excel would have been a little higher, to be honest, but that is our new number 1 wide receiver. Welcome to the team, buddy. So our next pick is something, well, we have a high 3rd, so we'll debate what we're going to do from here at that spot. Unfortunately, the trade down we didn't give us anything for next year, so we're really not looking too hot for next year, really. We're actually, we have worse than this class. Caleb Ness, that would be another starter, late 5th. That's like a 4th round pick. Yikes, man. There's some really good players here. We could use another DT, depending on if we're going to go back to a 4-3. It's been a long time since the Packers have been in a 4-3, but maybe go to a 4-3. I want this Ray guy because, decently fast, I suppose, and he's a 7th rounder. Moses, I think we can let go. It's really about who can we get. This guy's kind of risky, but he is young, so if he is good, I think on the top of my list, that tight end's fast, but he's kind of rough. I got tackle right there. So I think this is how the list goes. So we trade 65 this, 145 next, and a 7th this for 97 and 99, which I think is, that's pretty good for us. Thing is, they start to reach pretty hard here, so there would be no surprise that a lot would be gone. Ness is there. I might actually have Ness as a higher prospect. late 5th, though. Like, I think Matthews we can go without because wide receiver, we're probably going to find one in free agency. You're not going to find a lineman in free agency, and Ness looks absolutely ridiculous. We're going to go Ness. And another really good pick, but another normal development. I guess, what is it? Beggars can't be fed? Something like that? I don't know, dude. Beggars can't be choosers. Definitely coming to play here because we have really good players, just no dev. Donald Matthews, he's a clear-cut pick for me, so I'm actually just going to take him now. Clear-cut Donald Matthews coming in. Yikes. Ray Fordham. I'm not going to risk it anymore. I'm going to take Ray Fordham now. Another non-hidden. He's going to be the projected starter because we don't have any actual middle linebackers the way it is. But, I mean, I suppose he has the tools because he's decently fast as far as a 7th-round projected player goes. Let's trade this for a next year pick. And we had a punter, but we did get hacked last second, so I don't think we actually need him. So we're going to trade this pick off as well. Let's see. I would assume these are all really decent teams. Let's go the Falcons, I suppose. So we added a 4th and a 5th, lost a 3rd and some other picks probably. So we kind of equalized. We landed a quarterback that is at least star. Something tells me he's probably going to be superstar. He was, a high overall player. Honestly surprised he still didn't go number 1. Gregory Hill, I believe actually the only hidden we took. No, 2. We had the wide receiver as well. Please. Oh, it's settled, boys. Well, I mean, kind of settled. It's not guaranteed, but let's just say there's a very good chance we will come out with an okay result in this at the end of it. A lot of normal developments. Here's Tyler Castro, number 89, interesting number, and he is... Okay, so we landed 2 players on offense, 2 skill positions with superstar or better. That's not the worst that could have happened. I mean, we got some starters, too. It was a good draft, just kind of lacking in the hiddens, but the 2 we did land were very good. We're already in 46 overall team. Let's see what the free agency class looks like. So, Philip Dorsett. I don't know if I even really want Philip Dorsett. We don't need a starting D-end. We could use a new DT, though. Keep to leave, I suppose. Who's Bird? Don't tell me that's Jarius. It's Demir. I was about to say, kind of glanced over. I was like, Demir? Jarius? Are you there? We just want to get a good enough offensive line here to where we also need to look if there's any hiddens to where our quarterback's not going to absolutely crumple. Riley Donahue. We have our tackles set. And we're okay, right? We're managing. Marcus Hunt has actually been kind of decent for me in Sims, so we're going to go with the old gem himself. Luvu, who's a young player. I mean, slow, but young. Ooh, who's this? Steele? I mean, he looks like a steal. It's just not hidden. I thought maybe there's a chance he would be hidden. Could be a guy that we re-sign. You never know. Malik Jefferson, one of those fast linebacker gems. Artie Burns, that's a steal. We're spending a little, decent bit of money on these guys that are, pretty average, but it's decent players. Why not? Obi Melifanu back to safety. We're getting ourselves a full squad out here. We're becoming a little bit too good for our own good, but 63 overall and everyone's not in place yet. It would be nice to get a non-12 overall at every single position. That's the goal, right? Castro, number 1. I mean, we got some decent players here and there. Look at the defensive side of things. Fordham as the number 1. We do want to move to a proper 4-3, which we will do. Key to leave in the slot. Von Bell will start. And then where is Obi? Put Obi at free. I mean, it's an okay team. It's not good, but it's an okay team. We'll probably at least win a game or two, right? That's something. If we can win 3 games and get the number 1 pick again, that would be clutch. And here's a little bit of a steal. We traded a 4th-round pick, Vincent Smith, for Tony Pollard from the Cowboys, who was on the block. Maybe take a look if there's some other players. Normally we ignore the trade block, but there's probably some players here that we could actually start. Gerald Everett's pretty good overall. I know he probably needs a contract. We'll take a look. If they're not asking for too much, we'll probably trade for him, if we're being honest. Garrett Bowles. Maybe even find a pass rusher. We got Ogba, actually. We're fine. And apparently the Giants we kind of knew they don't value their players, but a 6th-round pick for Julian Love. All right, if you say so. And unfortunately, we just do not have the trade bait. Maybe Jefferson? Nah, we just don't have it. We'd have to give up at least a second, and I'm just not willing to do that. Yeah, but that Julian Love move is huge, because we're going to move him at free safety, start him there, and potentially see a dev up. You never know. We actually have some decently young players now, kind of. Problem is these contracts. I really want to get rid of some of these. Obviously, we'll have to wait, but yeah, 70 overall team. I mean, not a bad start. Year 2. This is, kind of the first year we actually got to really do anything with the roster. Pollard will start, of course. That's star developments. Hill's obviously going to start because he's an absolute stud. We almost passed on him. Didn't pass on him, but we almost said, screw it, we need more draft picks, which we did, but luckily we traded to a team that didn't need a quarterback. And that pass rusher was really good, too. It's just, that was not the right choice. Look at this. Not a single starter with, technically Talib, I suppose, at the number 3 spot. Not a single starter on defense with star or better. Hopefully by the end of the season next year, we see at least maybe 3 dev ups there, hopefully, and then maybe Castro would be nice as a dev up. But yeah, it's not good, but it's just not good. The other thing is maybe we'll also see a lot of breakout scenarios. I think we're going to give us a 4-win target because, let's be honest, looking at the re-signings now, Nick Lewis is actually asking for quite a bit. I think he has potential. Do I want to give him that deal? Nick Lewis. He is a 67 overall. Yeah, we'll give him a 4-year deal. Solid backup, $2 million per year. Maybe we should even just give him a 7-year. Screw it. Long-time backup would have been nice, I guess. But a 4 year is fine for what we do. Not going to take us too long to get this team going, hopefully. Oh, we actually, believe it or not, almost made the playoffs. Unfortunately, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because the Bears had 8-7-1. But we were 3-7 at one point, and we just went for it. We won 4 straight games, and then we lost the final 2. I am insanely surprised by that to even get that far. Gregory Hill, almost an MVP candidate here, probably was. Tony Pollard, very disappointing. Receiving, Tyler Castro is already actually an X Factor. He was a superstar, wasn't he? He is a beast. So Donald Matthews probably going to be the main focus next season, assuming we even care about him because, off-season business. Fordham could go up a dev, which would be huge. Pretty good season. Michael Davis, nice couple of picks. Sack totals, while they're okay, 8.5, that's not bad considering he has no one around him, really. He himself is a no one. Aldrick Rosas missed 5 kicks technically because of the block. Donald Matthews, no kick return or punt return touchdowns. Unfortunately, obviously, our quarterback is going to be not MVP, Offensive Rookie of the Year because he was number 4 in general in MVP categories. So, Offensive Rookie of the Year, obviously. Castro wasn't too far behind. Fordham, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Probably called the Offensive Rookie of the Year MVP as well. Castro, best wide receiver in the league. Wow. Well, at least NFC side. Yeah, he did have a really good season, so okay, I see us. Yeah, that's a pretty big improvement over the first year. No wins to basically at 500. I thought maybe 5 or 6. If I knew we were going to do this well, I would have just put it up to 7 wins. The Chiefs win over the Falcons. Let's take a look at these dev-ups. Should be a few, as Castro is now an X Factor, so there's at least one good wide receiver around here. He's going to be an 85 overall, just about, and yeah, he's pretty solid. Defensively, please give me some. Yes, like we said, I wanted to see at least 3 or 4. Wilder was a huge one. with star development now. Fordham, obviously defensive rookie of the year, gets himself to star. And then, damn it, wrong one. And then Love, kind of a little sneaky pick last second. I didn't expect to go for him, but because we got Pollard, I started looking around. Hell, Love could actually even play corner maybe. We'll see what we're looking at down the line, but good dev corners are harder to find than just straight up good safeties. So we'll see kind of what free agency looks like. I think the re-signings I don't really care too much about. We have Artie Burns, but I think you can find him or better in free agency, similar to Luvu. What a name, by the way. That's cool. Obi, the backup anyways. Yeah, we're hopefully going to see some big upgrades in free agency because we're going to have a decent bit of money, and hell, we might even be able to release some of the other expensive contracts. I don't know if it's this year or next year we can get rid of Preston. I think Zedarius might be locked in for quite a bit. Devontae? I don't know if we actually need to release him, though. Yeah, next year is the year we're going to be able to release some very hefty contracts. Right now, we don't even really need to worry about it because we have 76 mil. Keanu Neal, I think we'll offer a lowball deal. Darius Slay definitely gets an offer here because he's a 1 year anyways, so what's the worst that could happen? He's locked in for a season. Keanu Neal, we're going to, like we said, give him a lowball, which he won't take. Didn't give him, absolutely nothing, but yeah, it's not great. Johnson will debate. Awuzie would be nice. I think one of these times we should actually try this without free agency. I think that'd be sick. I think Raekwon McMillan would be a great starter. I'm surprised no one's offering on him. That's actually a little surprising to me. Mitchell Trubisky, Sidney Jones. We almost never get to actually start Sidney. But there are definitely some starting caliber players here, so we're going to offer some guys up, and you'll see who we get, if we get anyone. All right, here's the names. Darius Slay, Everett, Rodgers, B.J. Hill. There's some other guys he offered on, but we lowballed them, so probably seeing those guys out the window like Keanu Neal, which I don't think he can really afford in this spot, right? Chris Carson's still on the board, though. Well, we should probably go for Devin McCourty, then. Let's get him on a 1 year. We normally don't get him too often on a non-Patreon. We do get him a lot. I'm not going to lie about it. We're still the number one on Raekwon, but we're going to up that offer a little bit. Oh, I forgot about Raekwon, actually. Yeah, he should have joined us, and he's not going to now, because if he wouldn't take that from us in the first place with the only offer on the board, yeah, I just don't see him taking it at all. Yeah, this Keanu Neal deal's got to be somewhere around 5 years 70, so we're not doing that. That's way too much. Ah, crap, I should have probably scouted. Anyone new? Willis, Hill. I can't believe that. I knew it was going to happen, right? We kind of accepted that McMillan wasn't going to join us because we know the way this game works, but it's still really? He didn't? Carson's still not offered. I'm debating if we want to go for him because Pollard he's like a backup style running back, and the thing is, though, Carson's never really been great for us. We'll keep upping the offer a little bit. Keep getting those points going. Maybe it'll fix him. But either way, we did improve our team a decent bit. I know the overall is low, but that's because of the offensive line position, which I think we will try to move around the board a little bit to settle. Wide receiver still high on the list because even though I think Matthews has potential, I feel like this is more of a franchise type deal where I'm seeing his potential as a user and rather his sim potential, which might not even be there. We obviously have our tackle position completely settled. But yeah, the offensive line interior is terrible. The overall would probably be a lot better if it wasn't for that because, we did improve decent bit in free agency. Whoever fits the best at strong safety will play there because, of course, Love is not going to get completely ignored here. Willis was really just a backup pass rusher, but no, I'm not going to play him in coverage. We need a linebacker as well, which unfortunately we lost our boy Raekwon. I love Raekwon because he's so young. He's 25 in this situation, which is just insane. Yeah, we might even be able to get 2 out of this series, which is super cheese. But I think we could do a realistic one next, and then after that, the ultimate one, which would be to do no free agency, which is insane. No free agency, no trading. Oh, could you imagine? That would be a bit of a distance. Let's go Malcolm Jenkins. Maybe put him at linebacker, perhaps. I really shouldn't offer him that much because I don't really like his potential at linebacker. I know he doesn't drop too far, but still. The number one guy looks like the worst of them all. You've got to be kidding me. Mid-second. Oh man, we have to really do what we can to make this draft the best possible. We gotta load up in this class. If we have to get rid of everything for next year, except for our first round pick, I think we will, because this looks crazy good. All right, so now there are a bunch of DTs, which I want to slow sim. I want to see some of these guys, because I would say at least 2 will be gone before we're there. Of course, we have a lot of late first players. Dylan Cash. Damn, that's a good player. The thing is, DT is not a huge need for us, so I think we're going to try to go for one of them. And then, you know, from there is there. So I think we can go to pick 21 or 22. We'll be set. Wait, did it pause? Oh, you little sneakers. I don't even know what that means. You little shoes. Oh, we do not. Yeah, we do not have a. So we have to 100% get to. Okay, pick 21. What are the? Can we do this? Really? That harsh? Like this doesn't even seem fair at all. Like we should be getting more than that. Like look at this. Look at this. We're gonna have to try and cheese him with one of our if we have any backups we can get rid of, because this is stupid. We don't need Callaway because we got John Ross, so maybe. Oh, please. We're gonna have to take a next year third off him, I think. Ooh, thankfully I did a second because we got a second off of it. Gus Edwards, Michael Davis, and pick 10 for 21, 53 this, and then 57 next year. Hopefully, we still have somebody back there. And they trade up for Roy Monk. Probably not the position they should be trading up for, but not a bad pick. Oh, I forgot about Joey Roy. Oh, lads. I don't know. I think we still needed to trade down. You guys seen our draft picks aren't looking too hot. Hopefully, our left tackle Barlow is there. He's going to be gone, though, which sucks. Please, Browns. Whew. Okay, so we see a lot of the DTs go. However, Barlow was probably one of the highest players on my list, because obviously lineman is a huge need for us. And he's not super athletic, but somebody can play guard. One of the tackles can, even if it is this guy. So Sherrard Bartow. It's not even Barlow, it's Bartow. And, okay, good pick. Hidden, first offensive lineman with Hidden, and boy, is he a stud. Wow, he's actually really good. Yeah, I actually kind of regret that, because Joey Roy was actually insanely good. Why is this guy on our board? He is fast, in fairness. Goodson, I think, is the highest player on our list after that. We also do have Johnson. It would be kind of nice to grab both of these players, because, like we said, we want to go for it all this year, like for draft picks. So I think we're going to move down a little bit more. Worst comes to worst, we lose one of the DTs. Oof, damn, that was a lot higher than I thought it was going to be. Let's go to the Cowboys. Damn, son, really? I was hoping maybe like pick 29 or something, but we literally risked it for nothing. And we do not have a whole lot to trade with either. We trade him a 2, a 4 this, and a 4 next for 25, which, of course, pick 2, or round 2 was 42. So probably just confused the hell out of you guys with everything I just said. But Broderick Goodson, hopefully he's decent. And boy, was he ever. These DTs, man. This, I mean, we don't know the devs, but I think it's pretty safe to say this might be the best DT class ever. That's insane. It's really insane. Let's take a look what else we have, though. So our next pick, I mean, don't get me wrong, Dillard looks all right, but I just don't think we need to make a pick there. Cal Leith, late third, definitely going to go for him. Ty Craig, another late third, probably going to go for him. Hudson Thorne looks pretty decent. So our next pick is like a late third, so maybe we didn't actually need to trade up as much as we thought, but we're going to go to 21. I guess we will have the trade up. We'll need that second round pick next year for sure. So at pick 21 in the second, like here's the thing, we don't need all of these linemen anymore. We only need 2. So I think we're going to go to the start of the third, collect a little bit more, and ultimately might even still get all the same players anyways while adding maybe like a 4th round pick or something. All right, we moved to 66 and we gained 98. So hopefully at least one of the linemen is there. And the guard's gone, but the center's still here. He skipped the combine. Hopefully that means Hidden. And it does. What a player. Okay, that's actually really good. As far as centers go, that is a very, very good player because centers usually aren't super hot in Madden. So that's actually not bad at all. We still have that extra second for next year. Do we want to go Jose Elliott? Once again, I mean, you look at a guy like Jose Elliott, if he doesn't have Dev, he's basically the same player that we already have with Matthews. But that's, I mean, once again, that's the same thing. You're going for that Dev. You're hoping for it. We have this linebacker who's decently fast. Could be another Fordham situation, late 5th. Hudson Thorne. We definitely need one of them, either Hudson Thorne or Brian. 40 bench reps. I think we can probably pass on Thorne. Mid-4th, huh? Let's go to like mid-3rd and see if we can get him. We traded him a 3rd and a 4th next for 78 this, which I think is very fair. And obviously comes down to how well we play, which I'd say we're probably going to be mid-tier. We could make the playoffs, though, so maybe not the best trade in the world for him. But Jose Elliott, for the love of Jesus, I don't care. I better see a blue badge. Yes, okay, so he's only a 69 overall, but he is hidden. He is hidden. Realistically, it doesn't look much better than Matthews. However, that little hidden badge is huge. Have we even drafted a single normal yet? I don't think we have. Let's go to round 4, pick 2. Yeah, I mean, we still have our... Yeah, we'll just do it. We can't go... Oh, Thorne did have 39 reps. But then again, you look at the 2 here, and Thorne does have the run block potential showing, but Brian Lake's not much worse, and several rounds later, who's more athletic, though? Oh, Thorne 6'8". I don't think we have the ability to put 2 current tackles at guard, do we? We'll probably regret Thorne, but we'll go linebacker, and another hidden. Like, don't get me wrong, these guys are all probably star, but these are really good picks. Yeah, this is probably my favorite draft we've had in a long time. We're going to trade up for Lake with our final pick, and hopefully, well, let's see if he's even there, to be fair. Raiders will be the team. Brian Lake will be the pick. 5th this, 5th next. There we go. Yeah, we actually got to keep that extra second round as well. I know we lost a 4th and a 3rd next, but second round picks are obviously higher. Brian Lake, could we have the trifecta? Damn it, it sucks. We got a normal, but he is very good. Almost an A+++ draft, but we'll just have to settle for an A+ draft, which is still amazing. We were able to trade down, pretty much get everyone we wanted. I will say losing Joey Roy does suck, but looking back at this class, there's no way in hell we would have come even close to landing this good of a class if we would have taken Joey Roy at 13. I want to see Joey Roy still, but yeah, I think we definitely made the right choice. We were not getting down to these players at all. Bartow, what's that development? Mafella, star though. Still, obviously, hidden development lineman. First one of the class. Well, first one of our team. We have 2 total now. Broderick Goodson, probably the number 1 DT out the gate. Hell yeah, superstar development. We got to take a look at all those DTs because that's insane. Cal Lee, really good pick. Will we land a superstar? We will not, at least at offensive lineman. Here's Jose Elliott. Now this is the guy, kind of maybe similar to the Castro guy we got. Superstar. It's only star, but it's fun. It's fun. It's fun. A really good player. Instant number 3, I believe. Rashawn Cartwright. Superstar? He's not superstar. And then we, of course, know Brian Lake is normal. Let's take a look at the players we missed, which would be the... well, first, who's this guy? Rayshon Roosevelt. Very fast. 84 speed's a little slow, but 88 excels great. Development is super. So this is a very, very good draft class. Here, who's Marquise Foster? Do-it-all type player. Raiders seem to finally get their replacement. And he has only star, but still a good player. I mean, we can go all day. Like, we could literally go all day. That's how good this freaking class is. This class is insane. The Giants just drafted a franchise left tackle. Like, that is crazy. I mean, hell, there's just players everywhere. They're all good. Like, are any of the players except for the guy of the Lions bad? Look at Joey Roy. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Depending on this dev, maybe we should have just taken him anyways. His dev is... Ooh, we maybe should have taken him. Pass rusher is a very hard position to fill. But then again, we got Wilder, who should be set at the position. Here's the DTs. Mr. Sean Oliver. Super good. What's the dev, though? I mean, one of these guys is going to be an X factor without a doubt. It's not him, so our guy's already better than that guy. We missed Hawkins. Oh, thank God we did. Yikes. Yikes pick. The Browns didn't yikes it, though. All of the guys were athletic, too, which is really weird. This is, the most athletic. We can at least agree this is the greatest athletic DT class ever. Basically, every single one of them was like Dontari Poe. So our guy was right after Bradley Johnson, right before. A little bit weak on the strength. Let's take a look at the development. Looks almost exactly like our guy. Are they brothers? Star development. So I don't know how we did it, but we basically landed the best DT of the bunch, and we took him last. And I probably honestly would have taken Goodson over the... It sucks, man. I looked at that speed, and I didn't look at the overall. That is brutal. I looked at that tight end. I thought he was a good prospect, too. Damn. Tight end is easily the hardest position to draft in the game, without a doubt. But we got ourselves some starters. There's nothing else to it. We got ourselves a bunch of good players. We got an offensive line settled. I'd say this team's probably about an 76, 77 overall once it's all said and done. So let's try to prove that. And yeah, that's about it. Let's dominate. I was gonna say dominate boys, but then it sounds like a priest. So we obviously have to move in Lake at the right guard spot, but this is what the team looks like. We'll show you the overall last second as well. But yeah, it's a pretty decent looking roster. I don't know why Fordham's not the number one there. He will be once we upgrade him as well. Goodson's the number one. It's not a bad team. I think especially in the NFC North, where the division is so random at times, we'll probably see the Bears at 12-4 this season. We're probably in a good spot to maybe make the playoffs even this season. I think we got star development. We did. So we have 3 star or better linebackers now, which is insane. All right, going to the playoffs. We do not even come close. Apparently, with an 82 overall team... We're 82? With an 82 overall team, we do worse. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, worse. Elliott was the number 2 wide receiver. I don't know why he dropped down to number 3. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how we go worse after having a much improved team. Will we have any dev-ups again, though? That's the question. We'll find out now. The craziest part, Gregory Hill, pretty decent season, I suppose. The craziest part is we came out swinging. I know it was the number 1 overall, number 1 pick last year, but 52-7. Then we lost 4 in a row. Then we won 4 in a row. Lost 2, won 1, lost 4, which I just don't agree with. I don't think we're 6-10 bad at all. Gregory Hill, another decent season. Rushing, Pollard just isn't the guy. We have to replace him ASAP. Jose Elliott, I don't think that's going to be enough for superstar. Castro, decent season. Just yards are down a little bit. Touchdowns are the main thing, and he had 9 of them. Fordham could go to superstar. That's a lot of tackles. Wilder and Ogba, the duo, 11 sacks. Goodson with 7. Not bad at all. Defense, seemed pretty good, right? Rosas just, I don't even know how to tell you. He's just not good. He's just bad here. Yeah, 13th in offensive for yardage, and yet we go 6-10. That's a little brutal. Rookie of the year goes to Jose Elliott. Goodson, Cartwright, number 2 and 3, which kind of sucks. Wish we'd had one of those win it. Any other awards? No, not at all. We got off as a Rookie of the Year, though, with Elliott. Go to the Super Bowl, see if we have any dev-ups, and I suppose... I don't know if we're going to have any re-signings, though. Let's take a look at the Browns versus Redskins. Who wins this one? Okay, the Redskins, apparently. Let's take a look at these dev-ups, please, Jose. That's all I ask. Damn, he doesn't get a dev up, but that's fine. That's fine. Still a good season. Receivers, pretty solid, honestly. Looking at the defensive side of things, I don't know how we didn't get a dev up for Fordham, but it's all right because they're still very good players. Once again, I knew we should have went with Lewis a little bit longer than, 4 seasons? Still, it's a good signing for us. Darius Slay, 84 overall. He'd still be starting caliber, but I think we can do better in free agency. Call me crazy. Ooh, we lose Jair, which is nice. A lot of, losing a couple of these expensive contracts. We can really afford some players soon, especially if we can get rid of Za'Darius and or Preston Smith. Let's take a look. Well, we'll have to wait until we advance. Wait, did we already advance? No, we didn't. We didn't advance. Now that we advance, maybe the contracts will be different. So we do have... we have plenty of money. We're not going to worry about it unless we actually lose nothing releasing those guys. Nick Chubb. Chris Carson's back in free agency, which is rough. I think it's spending time. It really is. I kind of want Harold, too. Man, this is tough because there's some contracts here that I really like. I definitely think we should pay Nick Chubb because I've barely ever had him and I want him on our team. So Nick Chubb seems like a lot of fun and we're going to try to get him. There we go. I think he would be a great fit for the Buccaneers as well. He does actually kind of remind me of Doug Martin a little bit. Von Miller, don't really think we need him. If we're going to go for a guy, I think Harold Landry fits more. Mark Andrews, I think Everett's played pretty well, but Mark Andrews is younger. He's a better player, and the biggest thing is if we don't get him, then the Bears get him, and I think that's a huge factor. If it wasn't the Bears, I'd probably say maybe we don't need him, but it's the Bears, so I think we should try to get him. Leighton Vander Esch, great player, huge addition to the team if we went for him, but I don't feel comfortable giving up $20 million per year for a linebacker, specifically a position that we've actually done pretty well on. I know we will have to re-sign our guys as well at some point, but that's not at this point. So I'm a little worried. Maybe it's not worth it. Harold Landry, 91 finesse move is nice. This is a contract I'd probably be willing to pay a little bit more. Titans want him back but can't afford him. I don't think we needed that much, so we are going to lowball it a little bit. Carlton Davis wants a full-blown contract. Sorry, pelt. All right, let's take a look at these signings, please, Chubb. Holy crap, we got every single player. We got Darius Slay as our number 2. We got Chris Harris as our number 1. Nick Chubb is our number 1. Tannehill is our backup QB for some years to come. Bozeman backup for years to come. Ronald Jones. We got literally everyone. We had quite the offseason. Is it going to be enough of an offseason to make the Super Bowl? Probably not, but we definitely 100% deserve at least a playoff berth with this roster. We have 2 great tight ends. We have a great number 1 wide receiver. Number 2 wide receiver is well on his way. Potentially a top 3 running back in the league, right? I'd imagine. Yeah, number 3 ranked running back in the league. And I feel like this team needs a power back because Pollard, he has all the makings of a decent starter, but he's an elusive back. So maybe the power back, his different style might be huge. Mark Andrews, absolute beast here. One of the best tight ends in the league here, actually. What overall is he? He's got to be top 4, right? Top 6. Okay, so there's maybe some older guys on the list there. Of course, Harold Landry going to play left end. Don't get me wrong, Ogba was great, but he's not that good of an overall, so it was kind of just a lucky season, and we do not have a lot of numbers available here. Wow. We have all the ugly numbers. We're going to have to freaking free up some space. That is disgusting. Yikes. I should have probably put him at 40-something. At least with 44 or 40-something. Some players have had that number. We'll fix that. Don't worry about it. We also got Anthony Brown, who I didn't even expect to get. But yeah, looking at what we need to draft, definitely corner, very high on the list. Safety, maybe. Offensive line, probably not super high, but we'll think about it. Ooh, actually, we might start Bozeman. Don't get me wrong, Brian Lake has potential, but he's not that great. So left guard, maybe a slot wide receiver, but mainly defensive back, perhaps DT, especially if there is a good one there. But yeah, we're in a good spot. We just got to keep deving up, really. We are finally down to just the last 4 players. Billy Turner we could actually get rid of if we really wanted to, but I'm not too worried about it. Our cap situation is great, and the weird part is we're going into the draft with a pretty solid team, yet we're going to have a top 5, top 10 pick, so we really could finish this roster right now, and then it just comes down to how well they play. I think the offense is fine, but for some reason the defense hasn't been playing too well, and right now you can see the defense overall is a little bit on the lower side, but there's still some playmakers. You got 2 really good corners, even though they are at the end of their careers. Probably doesn't make sense for them both to be starting at the same time here, because, of course, their speed's a little bit on the lower side. Well, Darius Slay is pretty fast, actually. Never mind. Chris Harris Jr., how fast is he? They're still very viable. Chris Harris Jr. Hell, I would even make the argument that his overall isn't representing how good he is. 89 man, 88 jump, 88 play rec, 79 catch. He's still really solid. If we just locked up in man all day, this team would easily make the playoffs. We have 27 mil to work with. Actually, maybe a little bit more because we have a lot more. Actually, we cleared up some of the other ones, the outside pass rushers. Colton Miller will let go. Kiki QT and Ito I'll still leave on the option to sign with us. But yeah, we're in a good spot. We're a really good spot. All right, so what pick do we have? We have a very high corner here. Ooh, we might actually be able to land this guy. We do have a cornerback later as well, but I feel like the higher you go, the better chance for good dev. And he is there still. Normally late first corners are star dev. I don't know what this guy's going to be. We also do have a right end, Mr. Stallworth. However, A, he doesn't look insanely good. You know, he's 40 times rough. And B, we did just get, what's his name? We did get Landry. So, plus we do have Chad Simon here who, he actually looks really good. We might just take him as a backup maybe. I don't know. But we have the choice between Roman Leach, who has an A- man coverage. He's 21 years old. Or we have Cooks that we can wait on, who is... he's very good. Cooks is good. We also do have Ron Forbes, who's obviously a pick that I would love to get. He would be a true tackle. I don't know if we even have enough room on the team for other players. We probably have to move right tackle over to guard again. Carl Gates, another DT, who looks absolutely insane. How good is what is his overall? Mid first. This is let's trade down. Even though I like Leach, we can get more again. You know, we can get a lot more again. So if we go to like 10 or 11, we could probably get another second round pick out of it. Use, you know, the extra second we have plus our high second ourselves, and maybe land 3 first rounders if we're lucky. I'd be willing to get rid of next year's stuff again because I think the 3 players we're eyeing up are very solid. So pick 10 or 11. I think 10 would be the safest. Talk about a steal and a half. They move up 5 spots, only losing 42, and they get Lake and Ogba off of us. That's insane. I honestly hope they bust. Watch them take Leach. Stallworth. Okay, I mean, he did look decent. He just wasn't super fast. Oh, no. 80 overall. Don't tell me that was our DT as well. Don't tell me. Please don't tell me that was our DT on top of it. That would suck. Okay, it wasn't our DT. We have 2... no, we don't have 2 DTs. Carl Gates, I suppose. 43 bench press, which is insane. Decently athletic, too. This... Actually, I've been kind of... I know his skills weren't great, and that's probably what's throwing me off, but I'm kind of underselling this guy. This guy's insane, and he is. Yeah, I was about to say, like... This guy is decently fast, as we can see, 76 speed, is 83 excel, actually really fast, with 96 strength. You usually don't see that. That's actually quite insane. Now, with these 2 players, I think we can get to like 19, 20, which is, back when you guys were born, old people. The old joke. What? Okay, we do see 1 tackle go. We could probably get a little more risky, but let's just go to the Colts and Falcons now. Even if we have to trade the entire draft class we have for it, it is what it is. Yeah, we're looking all right. We can probably give a second this, third next. This is a fantasy, so what the hell am I even doing? Let's just do this. Like, it's weird. It's been a fantasy. Like, we've had decently realistic trades, and I kind of feel like we definitely forgot about the fact that it is supposed to be a fantasy for us. But yeah, I mean, we're still doing realistic style trades. So we already almost have that trade on its own. DT, I kind of want to keep... We can get rid of Billings, actually. Let's get rid of Billings, keep 42. There we go. We're remembering that this is a fantasy now. Nice. It's good to remember those things. Let's take a look at the cornerback. Honestly, I'm surprised we didn't have this guy actually as our number 1. Leach was really good, though. Jermichael Cooks. Okay, 76 overall. We don't know the other guy's dev. Maybe he's normal development for all we know. Cooks, very fast, though. 78 speed, 72 man. 78 speed, 78 zone, 72 man. Decent hit power, actually, for a corner. Not a bad pick. It's a good pick. We'll see who's better between him and Leach, because Leach is the higher overall, but it comes down to dev. Our guy could be X Factor for all you know, and the other guy could be like star or superstar. And then Ron Forbes, who is athletic enough to play guard but he is also 6'8", so we'll see. You know, I mean, we've seen... Ooh! Holy crap, this guy's insane! I mean, obviously with these ratings, he's almost 99% chance that he's star development, but he's insane. He's good. Zach Rice, we don't need a wide receiver, but look at his height. 6'6", insane top skills. I don't think you can pass on a guy like him, so we're going to go with Moss, and we get lucky. I'm going to be 100% honest, super lucky. The skills are rough. I mean, look at that. 44 block shedding for a starting strong safety. That's a bit brutal. But it's a good pick in the end of the day. So I'm happy with it. And he is gone, unfortunately. Glenn Hodge. Let's go to the 5th. Once again, this is another position. This is a guy that I think could play fullback. I don't really know if it matters too much to have a fullback, but let's just go to the next. Let's just go to our pick. Whatever. You know, if he's gone, hopefully the linebacker's still there. He's going to be gone. Like, let's be honest. We know how this game works. They're both gone. Well, I don't know how good they were, but we definitely kind of choked the draft. I can't lie. Well, and then again, we do get a 4th round here, so if those players are bad, maybe not. I mean, on paper, we had a really good draft. It was just, it happened to be pretty much all in the first round. Obviously, pick 10 in the second as well, but that's basically a first-round pick anyways. Let's take a look at Carl Gates, defensive tackle. He could be star, and like we said, he probably will be, and he'd still be a great pick. So here is quite possibly the best DT we've ever had. It's hard to say because there's a lot of good defensive tackles. Like DT is probably the easiest thing to draft in Madden this year. I would say, right? Let me think. DT or lineman, I'd say. Jeromepkr Cook, star. Ooh. The thing is, though, with linemen, you can't dev them up, so I will say that. Ron Forbes, once again, another guy with probably star, like we thought for the DT, and just a really good player. Regardless of that dev, that might be the best lineman we've ever drafted. Top 3, I'd say. And then Dominique Moss, not great, probably going to be stars. This was an insane draft. Was every player... No, it wasn't. I forgot about Cooks. Damn, I got excited for a second. I was like, was every player superstar or better? That's an insane win if that's the case. Zach Shelton. The Steelers do end up usually grabbing a quarterback within the first season or two. So they're a little late. And, only star. But he's got the potential. Let's take a look at Leach now because he was solid looking. 21 years old, 6 foot. A lot faster than I thought he was going to be, too. Great awareness, better hit power than our guy. Yeah, he's actually pretty solid looking. What is that development? Cowboys get a Hall of Fame cornerback. Nice. We probably could have used him more than our DT. This is the one where I'll say that trading down might not have been better. Because what do we even get to go down to 10? We got the DT, obviously, but we got a second-round pick. Worst comes to worst, we could have just traded our second-round pick next year to move up to get these two guys. I like both of our players, and I think overall we did have a pretty good draft. But still, I think this is the one we did bad on, technically, because an X-Factor corner at 80 overall? I mean, we're throwing that best ever kind of thing around quite a bit, but that's one of the best ever I've seen. All right, so I don't know how we're only an 83 overall, but this is what the roster looks like going into, what is this, year 3 now? Obviously, we're definitely at the point where we should make the playoffs. We do have some upgrade points we'll have to use on Elliott's. But yeah, we should definitely make the playoffs. We have, the big 3 here looking solid. We don't know how Chubb will play, but I'd imagine probably about 1,400-yard season, maybe double-digit touchdowns. Linebacking group, I get it. Our overalls aren't insanely high, but we're definitely very close. And I think this should finally at least... Once again, maybe not the Super Bowl, but at least the playoffs. And you guys can tell I'm doing this reverse psychology. Oh, no, definitely not the Super Bowl. We'll never make it here. We might make it here. We'll be lucky if we do. I don't know. All right, let's look at these. Oh, this is filth levels. 6-year, 20 mil. These are the reasons why I don't want to do a realistic version, because we're not getting that steal in a realistic one because that would just be unrealistic. Darius Slay and Chris Harris, we need to get some more free agency. I know we're probably going to have to pay some players soon. Pollard, a 4-year deal. I mean, it's not even that much, and worst comes to worst, we take a $4 million hit to trade him for like a second-round, third-round pick. And that's pretty much all we have to do for re-signings. That's insane. All right, if we win, we are in a position to have a bye week. We already knew we were a playoff team because it said we were, as the general manager gave us 20 morale boosts for all of our players. That's what it's called, morale, not confidence. We started the season off a little shaky. We were 0-2-1. I was like, really? Is this a failed rebuild? But no, it's not, because here we are finally in the playoffs at 11-4-1 with that bye week. We might actually win the Super Bowl here, which, Gregory Hill, potential MVP here, I'd be a little disappointed with, because I think even though we are ready now, I think we could become even better, even dominant next season. However, though, you look at these two guys, Castro and Elliott, great numbers. Mark Andrews, not bad. Everett getting paid a decent bit to play backup. I mean, it was a really good season across the board. Offensive line, not bad at all. Forbes came in as a beast and only allowed 6 sacks. Fordham, nothing crazy. Harold, yes, this is what I wanted to see. Unfortunately, Wilder does only have 4.5, but I didn't think these two DTs would ball out, because if we're being honest, Gates, he's an X factor, but he's not a great pass rusher. He had like 70 or 72 power move, I believe. But Landry showing he's worth the money. Goodson and Gates combining for 23 sacks on the inside. This was a very good season. I mean, hell, Rosas only missed 1 kick because it was blocked. I don't know what happened this season, but they just absolutely balled out. I haven't changed the scheme at all since the beginning. And we just had a really good year. MVP potentially number 2. That sucks. Very close, but obviously will be best player in the NFC side. Defensively, we had 2 on the top 10. Rookie of the year, Moss and Gates, number 2 and 3. Unfortunately, I had that happen twice in a row now. Hill, best QB. Best running back, Chubb, all the way down at 9, which is surprising. Castro, best wide receiver. Elliott and Castro, both Pro Bowlers, which is really impressive stuff. D-line, Harold Landry and Goodson, Pro Bowlers. Gates, I don't know about. DB, or linebacker, no. DB, no. Kicker, number 1, even with the block. That's a hell of a year. That's all I'm going to say. The only upgrades we have available are the ones where you literally can't upgrade. That's why I kind of want these guys gone as well. The 10-4-2 Buccaneers, we stole Chubb off of them, so they're probably going to be mad for that. And they're an 85 overall, which is decent, but we are an 87. Come on, boys. I'd like to play another season, but if we do win the Super Bowl here, I think we will call it. I think anytime we're nearing the end of a rebuild, if we win this Super Bowl, we're just going to call it, because I don't want to ruin it by playing another season, having a really bad year, and it probably doesn't matter because we're not going to win the Super Bowl. But maybe, hey, we make a nice comeback there before half. But yeah, I don't want to ruin a rebuild by having a Super Bowl win, playing another year, and then sucking. Offense kept grinding. They just kept grinding. Defense was slowing them down slowly, and then they finally, it seemed like, took the ball away. Of course, Mr. Gregory Hill, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. That was an amazing pick for us, without a doubt. He was an absolute studly steal. Even though it wasn't even really a steal, we took him, pick 2 overall. These DTs were good. The pass rush, we actually did pretty damn well with. Probably one of our better ones, and I got blocked again, in fairness. But Rosas, technically, he missed 2 field goals here, which is more than his entire regular season. Both of them from long, so can't really blame him. One was blocked, so really, it could have been the first one was a block, and then because of the block, it pressured him on the second one. Ooh, Seattle. But they do have Russell Wilson, so Hill, you gotta do well, man. This is our time. EA's kind of 50-50 on the Packers. Usually they don't let them do too well on their own, but they will allow them occasionally to show up in the Super Bowl. We've seen that. All right, we already know who wins this game. Basically gets to lose to the Browns in the Super Bowl because they have the all-time undefeated record, basically. They are just gods, at least in this Madden, for Super Bowl wins. It was like, what was it, last year or the year before for the Patriots? Always won Super Bowl year 1. And we get that privilege of losing to the Browns in the Super Bowl. Yay! At least we smoked them, though. At least we earned our right. Gregory Hill, really good game. Might have to put Gregory Hill on the thumbnail. He's been very good for us. Can't argue it. Would like to see the Pro Bowl, but we cannot. All right, here we are. Cleveland at 12-4. We're just going to auto-upgrade because I can't be bothered. This could be the rebuild right here. Let's see. What is their overall? It's got to be high. We're still higher than them, 85. Okay, we may have a chance. We may have a better chance than I thought we did. What was our most recent rebuild? We did a Vikings rebuild where I believe Baker Mayfield was on the Packers, right? I get it, EA. For some reason, you fell for the hype as well with the Browns, right? We all fell for the hype. But let us win. We're the better team right now. Let us be hyped up. I will, 10-7, 17-7.5, 24-7 after half. Yikes. Keep it up, team. Please. EA, don't you do it. Don't you dare. That field goal is a game winner for us. And we've won the Super Bowl in a rebuild of 0 overall. Is this the fastest we've ever done it? I do not know. Probably not, to be honest. I think the one we did with the Dolphins was actually really successful and fast. The thing is, the next time we do this, if it's even in Madden 20, it's going to be a realistic style. And honestly, because unless you guys really like this video, which I probably forgot to sell out for the views in the beginning, if you guys get this video, let me see the rebuild total numbers. If we get this to 650 likes, we'll do another 0 overall rebuild either next week or the week following. I don't know which team. Might be the Dolphins again. I think the one I want to do the Dolphins for is the one that we're going to do where it's realistic with no free agency, no trading. That one's going to be tough. But I think the next one we'll do is regular realistic, and then we'll do that one. But if it's not a whole lot of support, we won't cheese it hard, and we'll only do one more, which will be the super challenge. And we're never going to do a no free agency one, so don't even start, or no draft one, don't even start. The only way we do that is if we allow ourselves free agents. There's no way to win it. There's some challenges. I like having a challenge, but not a challenge where it's physically impossible. I want some sort of actual chance. Baker Mayfield, he played pretty well, but Gregory Hill just played better. Chubb, he's been 50-50. He will be on the thumbnail just because he is the biggest name we have. Let's take a look at the defensive side of things. Nick Lewis surprisingly got some sacks. Team was just balling out, man. Aldrich Rosas, really good game, and ultimately we just won. Rosas could not miss that game. Couldn't get blocked that game, thankfully, because we needed it. We just needed it. We just couldn't afford it. I'd easily say we could afford pretty much every player anyways, but I don't want to see it anyways. I just don't want to see it. Defensive players. Ooh, that's a big one. Harold Landry goes to Superstar. Obviously, we're done here anyways, but in case we want to come back to this in the future and just see how many we could win, which is probably unlikely if we're being 100% honest. Oh, yeah, Moss was already Superstar. I looked twice. I was like, wait a minute. What? Where is it? Do we cheat? But no, he was already Superstar. But yeah, if for whatever reason we do come back to this team is loaded for the future. We got some decent contracts, too. Harold, we got him for slightly cheaper. We paid him 12 or 13 per when he wanted about 16, I think it was. I don't know math that well. But we got some cheap contracts. Lewis is on for another 2 years. Fordham isn't going to cost too much, I don't think. Cartwright would be, kind of like a 10 mil per year. There's some contracts that would cost us, but overall, this team would be in a great spot. Offensive line really shine there. Let's actually upgrade our players fully and see what this team actually ends as. 88 overall with 92-0, 84D. Not bad at all. Let's take a look at Hill's actual overall. What's his abilities? Fearless, Lofting Deadeye, Long-Range Deadeye, Clutch, and Red Zone Deadeye. This guy, maybe if you could change to Red Zone Deadeye, there's some really good upgrades there. Very talented, decently fast. He basically turned into like an Andrew Luck type almost. Just a little bit slower, a little bit less of the throw power, but a little more accurate. So very similar to him in a way, I suppose. But yeah, great rebuild and a super success. It was a little bit tough to begin, but it was one of my more fun ones, I think, because it was we were reaching a goal that is, not similar to the other ones. It's all the same goal, but the build-up was different. It was more fun, definitely. For the first hour and a half I did of this rebuild, I had way more fun than any other rebuild, so I would appreciate it if you guys did like it, because that means I get to do another 2 of them. But anyways, like I said, like if you liked it, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, check out the second channel, PK or Plays. We did do another Animal Crossing episode like a day or 2 ago, and then maybe check out twitch.tv/Jeromepkr. We've been doing rebuilds there. We did one a couple days ago. We might have one. We'll definitely have another one this week sometime. We might just do them every Wednesday night-ish. I would like to do them maybe in the weekends as well, but we'll see. Regardless, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!